What up, Nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake Nation podcast. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined once again by a familiar face, Mr. Kart Racing _22 is his Twitter handle. But we know him better at the WiseTake Nation as Tommy Shake and Bake, aka Tommy SB. Normally handles our NASCAR DFS content when we have sports. Tom, what's happening?
Not much. Still no sports, but living.
Still social distancing, yes. Lockdown status.
Still social distancing.
Tom and I are joined. Tom, me and Tom are brother-in-laws. Our wives are sisters, and those sisters have
Triangle.
A younger brother. They have a younger brother, and that younger brother is this man. It's our boy Danny, aka Daniel Nathaniel Bartholomew III. Danny boy.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah. And
thank you, Chris, letting me on.
Of course, and I appreciate you finding the time in your busy ass schedule. You know, I know you're fish.
Oh man, it's been so big. Like lately, it's just been the busiest at all. Like,
Yeah.
But
being an essential worker,
Yeah,
busy creates
worker,
busy. You know, like the more busy you keep yourself, the more productive you end up being in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you had the last how many years to have a fish tank, and your lazy ass didn't have a fish tank. You know, now all of a sudden you're working full time, and we're in the midst of things where like you're an essential employee, so you have to work every single day, and you decide to spend your little free time with a fish tank. Not making fun of it. I respect it. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's funny though. Busy
these
makes
times,
busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these times people gotta start getting hobbies and stuff like that. Keep them, the sane in everybody.
Yeah.
So,
are you afraid of like potentially getting coronavirus from the fish that you're going to be purchasing in the next few days?
From the fish? I mean, I don't even know. I don't know.
Like, is that something? Have you thought about?
The look on your face already said you don't know. You didn't have to say nothing. The look you just made, the eyes lit up and everything. That look said it all. It was very clear you didn't know.
I was like, handling the fish and stuff like that. You know, you don't really think about these things until now.
Did you just make the biggest mistake of your life?
Hey, he still hasn't got them. He hasn't made the mistake yet, but we're trying to stop that mistake from happening.
Hold on. He said, you just don't think about those things until like right now. It's just like right this minute.
This is when you need to think about those things.
Yeah. When you decide to go on your brother-in-law's podcast, that's when you think about these things right now. Like, holy shit.
Come full circle.
Yeah, everything, all the dots are connected. Your boy Tristan's in the YouTube chat, man. He's in the YouTube chat. Yo, he says, Danny told me it was a family Zoom call. What a liar. Shake my head. Well, it is a family call. It's not,
Family call for everybody in America and the world to see.
Tell me you didn't, though,
cool
but tell me you didn't lie to Tristan knowing you were going to be on YouTube.
I had no idea that it was just a Skype call. I didn't know we were going live, but shit.
Danny.
I'm here now. I'm ready for it.
Here he is, Tristan.
He's
ready.
Tristan, hit us up in the chat. What do you want us to say? What do you want us to do?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Are we gonna be able to get that clip up?
You could bash him. You could. So Dan,
I don't even.
You're an essential employee. You're working full time every day. Function a very important member of society, and you are participating in social distancing, right? You're well, I know for a fact your sister, my wife, is forcing you to. So it's not really as much.
After all this, I know now how much 6 feet away from somebody is.
Yeah. You just lay down. You're like 6'4", giant, long neck, right?
If your head hits him, you're too close.
Isn't that what it was? You had the longest neck in your group, right?
Longest, it. Represent.
Represent them long necks. Let's go. I love it.
Long neck monster over here.
So the fish tank, I would assume, is just like you looking for something to do, right? Because social distancing means no more going and playing ball, no more going to your boy's house, and on top of that, you got a job and all that stuff now. So is that what the fish tank is, or is the fish tank something that you just wanted, and now because you've been so productive, you're extra motivated and decided, you know what, I want a fish tank. Also, I know we just got patches, so it's pet season out here, quarantine life. Everybody wants a pet to cuddle up with now.
I'm waiting to hopefully get a dog.
And obviously, Tom's had fish tank since, I don't know, for the longest now. He's always had fish since he's been here. He's always had a fish tank. I feel like, right? Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you got the fish tank.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's my old one.
How much you charging for it?
200. That seems to be going right with the family.
Yeah, it's the family rate. It's the $200.
Yeah, we should talk about that story. That's funny.
Times are hard on the boulevard. Yeah, I mean, what's the story there?
Nah, so I was.
I mean, I guess a little bit of both. I mean, it's good to have a hobby, during this time, but it's also like, I find fish interesting. You know what I mean? Like the different types, the different colors, different, like species and all this shit. It's just interesting. You know what I mean?
I respect it.
I guess a little bit of both.
Is this
what kind of fish you put in there? Tell the world.
Want to get some Oscars? Get some Plecostomus. They're like sucker fish. They eat like the bacteria and algae and stuff like that. And I was looking at this like dinosaur eel. Like it's an eel with spikes, like individual spikes, like shark fins, on the back of them.
Oh, that's not cool.
And you already checked like what species are good together and all that shit.
Oh yeah. Well, Oscars, cooperate with fish that are like the same size as them. If they're the same size as them, then they won't go after them. Yeah.
Same size or bigger, or in the same family. Like you can only put Oscars with Oscars.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to put them with anything that's another type of exotic fish. You'd rather have just them. That's why I never went with Oscars or cichlids, because they're all in the cichlid family.
Cichlids are gangsta ass fish though.
Are so cool looking.
Very gangsta. I mean, they have to have super like acidic water. Me and Amy, when we had fish, I think I was about your age when we had fish. Maybe I was a little younger. How old are you, Dan?
I'm 23.
23. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm.
Tristan said he's gonna get you 2 beta fish, bro. He's gonna get you the 2 beta fish.
Oh my god.
He says Danny's gonna call him. He said Danny's gonna call him Dak, Zeke, and Amari. He's gonna
That's damn straight.
Yeah.
So let's get into the fact that this guy's a Cowboys fan. Like,
talk about that for a second. Dan, you're from New Jersey your whole life. You're a Yankee fan. You're a Knick fan, unfortunately, right? Like the rest of us. Well, not Tom. I guess Tom has a bailout, but it's not that much better. It's the Cleveland gear. But you're from here. Talk to us. Why the Cowboys? Is it something like everybody around here likes the Giants, and you were just at the time you were just like, yeah, I want to be the asshole. And I'm not a Giant fan, so I could care less. I don't have any bad blood towards the Cowboys. And as a Jet fan, I dislike the Giants because that's how Jet fans are. We just dislike anyone who's not us in our city. But where did the Cowboys thing come from?
It mostly came from my dad. Yeah. My dad liked the Cowboys growing up, so I became a Cowboys fan eventually. And then best in the division, so they get the name out and all that stuff. So
yeah, you grew up like right at the right time too. Like you were right at the end of the Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman era when you were just starting to know what football was and stuff. So that's cool.
I do wish I got to experience that as a lot of Cowboys fans, but
Emmitt was crazy.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit bummed I missed out on our dynasty.
But you know what though?
It would be good to.
I respect the fact that you missed that because like your dad has every reason. Like when he grew up, obviously. By the way, shout out to Bob. Awesome human being. Your father,
Bastard.
awesome human being. But aside from that, he got to see. There's a reason he likes the Cowboys. They were one of the only teams on TV during a certain period, right back in the old days,
Yep.
and he got to witness all those great years that they had with Emmitt Smith and later on, down the road and all that kind of stuff. And like you haven't, man. Like don't get me wrong. Tony Romo was in my opinion, Tony Romo was a great quarterback. He was just a little too fragile. I think.
And then Jason Witten, one of the best tight ends.
Right.
You know?
Right. But
So,
you never
I
really
got-
got
I
the
got-
glory
got-
years of the Cowboys, though. Like you never really.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
no.
But you still root for them.
You know?
So I do.
You
respect
keep getting told you're going to have the glory years of the Cowboys, but it never ends up happening.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's
For years, they're going to do it. They're going to make it this
But
year.
that's my point. That's respectable. Is that he still roots for the Cowboys, even though the Giants are the local team, the more popular team in our area, and they've won a few Super Bowls recently, right? Like you remember when the Giants won, right, Dan?
Yeah,
Right.
they won one of the most historical, two of the most historical Super Bowls there were to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not that I'm hating on the Giants, you know what I mean? But we're division rivals, so I have to.
Yeah. No. I feel you. I hate on the.
You know?
I don't have to hate on the Giants. I don't have to. I'm a Jet fan. They're not even my division, but I do because it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
it's
you
fun.
always
It's
want a team. You got teams to root for, and obviously there's division rivals. Like you want to, but then there's the pride thing. Like no, my team wants to be the best in New York. You know what I mean? Even though
You know?
they're oftentimes not. Maybe this year.
You got some work to do there.
Got a lot of work. Well, not really right now. I mean, I believe the Giants looked a lot worse to me than the Jets did last season. So if the battle's over New York, we might be okay. If it's just over New York, we might be okay. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you because a lot when me and Tom were growing up, right? I mean, and there's an age gap between me and Tom, but like we're closer in age, I guess, as far as like the eras, right? Tom, I remember a lot of like Tom remember everything I remember. Tom remembers obviously. So during those periods where like you would run into Cowboy fans, and I was a military brat, so I grew up all over the place, and there were always Yankee fans,
Especially when you were in Texas.
Yes, there were always, no matter where I went, there was always Yankee fans. Tristan wants to ask you a question. I can see it. Tristan, you know what, Tristan? I'm taking away your chat privileges. He just said Daniel Jones over Sam Darnold. I'm taking away your chat privileges. I was gonna let you ask Daniel a question, Tristan. Are you gonna come in here and speak this blasphemy here?
Suspended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blasphemy. You know what that word is?
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
He threw me off my game.
Yeah. Tell him if he knows how to spell it before, asking him what he knows what that means.
Yeah, Dan, you hear what Dan? Hold on a second. I just took a look real quick at the screen, and I remembered that your Twitter account. I asked this young man Daniel what his Twitter account was, and I'm gonna the actual at portion at Smitty W 10 85 42 74. It's like a locker combination. That's what I'm assuming it is. It must be his high school locker.
That probably
combination.
was his locker combination in high school. But
That's what I'm thinking. And then
I'll never forget that.
I got it pulled up on the screen here. We've got the name for this Twitter, this wonderful looking Twitter. I'm gonna try to read this. Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen. And in the bio, it just says, I'm number one. That's phenomenal. That's just... Is that a generational thing, Dan? Can you explain that to us?
It's from SpongeBob. It's like,
Yeah, it's a
it's
generational
from
thing.
SpongeBob. It's a classic right there. That's a classic right
Yeah.
there. Only the realist would know.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just
What about the locker combination? Was that just, you just memorized that all the way through school, or?
It was the first one that popped up on usernames available, so I just said, you know what, let's go with it.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. This is it. This is
What
the one.
about the W?
Smitty W. Smitty Warbenman. How you whatever the hell
Okay.
it
You see, it all comes together. Smitty Dub. Call you Smitty
was.
Dub.
Puzzle pieces, puzzle
I
pieces.
love that.
So that was. So this Werberman Jaegerman Jensen is as character from SpongeBob.
Character from SpongeBob. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to look. I need you to send me a picture of what this person looked like.
The person's my profile pic, bro.
That's the
I
person.
have to check.
Yeah, and he had the number one hat to make sure he's number one.
That's not from SpongeBob though.
Yeah, that's from SpongeBob.
Oh, that's interesting. We got a pop and chat filled with Tristan. We got a lot of Tristan in here. Shout out to Paulie D, WiseTake Nation OG. Says CK is so bitter against all the best New York teams in all sports except the NBA. I'm not bitter. I'm a hater. There's a difference. I don't hate because I'm bitter. I hate because I just hate. You know? So it's not bitterness. You know what I mean? It's not bitterness. My disdain for the Yankees and the Giants. It's not bitterness. It is hate. Haterade. But it's not bitterness. Because it's a conscious thing. I know I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a thing. I don't have to dislike them.
It's on purpose.
I can just dislike my own rivals, like the Patriots and these other teams, which I do. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, at least Tom
You don't
Brady
have to hate.
at least Tom Brady's out of there. So.
Tom Brady is out of the AFC. Yeah. It's crazy. And we might not have a season because this coronavirus stuff is just wild and it's just running rampant. And who knows? You know?
Yo, do you think maybe no conspiracy theory, but do you think maybe Belichick started the coronavirus because he's like, if I can't have the championship, nobody can.
This no one.
Yeah.
So Dan, you're obviously
coronavirus gate.
You're obviously like us. You're big sports guy. Danny loves the sports, right? So. What do you do without sports at a time like this? Luckily for you, and not luckily, it's not that I want you out in the public working, but at least you have something to keep you busy. Because like for me and my ancestors, my whole business was basically shut down from it. So like I've got extreme boredom on my hands. You know what I mean? Extreme. Like I went from working, 12, 18, like 12 hours a day because it was my company, and there's a lot of work to be done. To not having just a ton of time on my hands, a ton. A lot, That's why we're here right now. Yeah,
that's what it come to.
So the fish tank is like you mentioned that you always kind of wanted fish. What other kinds of things like does your generation do? See, I feel like your generation, even though like your generation was kind of made for stuff like this. Like your generation was FaceTiming and all this stuff. Like you guys embrace that shit, right? Like you and your friends will FaceTime like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And like my friends, like people around my age, like Tom's age, like Tom, do you have any friends that you FaceTime with? Right, like we do it with family because we get FaceTimes, right? Like, for instance, me and my wife Amy will FaceTime Tom because we want to see our niece. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But like your generation, Dan, you guys embrace that FaceTime shit right away. So like, because you grew up and that was just a thing. You grew up and that was a possibility. I remember like I see it all the time. I see people walking around with FaceTimes, and so I feel like your generation is kind of like between video games, having the ability to already kind of do that. Because like when me and Tom was growing up, it's more like we just went outside. Like we didn't really have that kind of shit. Nobody had cell phones. You want to go see a boy, you got to go knock on his door. Moms come outside. We owe what you want. Hey man, can Jimmy come out and play? You know what I'm saying?
See all the bikes outside,
See.
Yeah, man, outside of the soda pop shop,
I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Soda pop shop.
Yeah.
Taking it way back. Taking it way back.
You guys want to go to the, you want to go get a root beer float?
Yeah. Paulie says, CK saying this dude's generation is about FaceTime. Meanwhile, he lives on Skype for a living. It's true, but I didn't
really FaceTime before
that's
this.
Something
but
I had to get
comfortable
with. It wasn't natural to me, like the video chat thing. Like even now, like with the cell phones, I don't really ever FaceTime people. It's not that I don't want to, right? Like when we got the dog, I'm trying to FaceTime like my dad more so that I could show him the dog, things like that, But it was just not natural. Like when I hit my friends up, I call them, or I text them, Like the texting was like, well, we caught that. We had to explain to our parents how to fucking text and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the FaceTime thing is still, we know how to do it. It's just kind of new. But I don't know. I feel like your generation is like more equipped to handle this kind of situation. Not that you're not, because like, people your age are definitely reckless, and a lot of them make terrible, terrible decisions. Not you necessarily, but just a lot of people your age. You see where I'm going with this, right, Dan?
Oh yeah. No, I got
I
you.
feel like your generation is a little more equipped to like keep yourselves occupied in this situation, in a house, in a confined space. You know, between the video
Oh yeah.
games and, you know.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. You know.
I mean, you all see what I'm doing
I mean,
right now.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a tough time right now. You know, like there's really nothing much that you could do. You know what I mean? So you got to embrace the good days. You know, take on the rainy days. You know, the crappy days and stuff like that. Stay inside. You know, do stuff around the house. Do stuff with your family. You know what I mean? Yeah, keep busy. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And you're definitely a phenomenal baiter. In fact, I heard you with Master.
Yeah, the master at this.
Yeah, he's a D.
All right, so we got Joe Bonilla says, "Nah, I'm going fucking crazy." So he disagrees. He thinks he's going crazy with the. I'm assuming he's within your generation. Yo, Tristan is challenging you to a podcast off, Danny.
A podcast?
We can make that happen right after
He thinks
this.
he could podcast better than you. He says he wants to be on the next podcast. All he said was that he wants to be on the next podcast, and I said the rest of it. But I don't know.
Yo,
I smell
do
beef.
you have Skype?
I smell beef in these streets.
Just pull him in right now, mid show.
Yeah, Paulie wants to know what Tommy SB's #1 draft pick conspiracy theory is.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Belichick, bro. It's
gotta be the Belichick one that he just made up.
That's the one that's got the most. It's got the most steam right now for me.
It's gotta be the. Oh yeah, yeah. Tristan said I could easily out podcast Danny, bro. What, bro? What? He's gonna podcast the shit out of you. He's gonna slap you with his microphone.
Slap me with his microphone.
Damn, he's going that hard at
Yeah,
him? That's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, man.
You know, I gotta see it to believe it.
Oh shit!
I don't believe in nothing right now. Yeah.
You don't believe it. You don't believe it. Should we bring him on, bro? Should we call him in?
Should. You should.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Let's see
it's a logistical thing. I need his Skype info. Like Tristan, don't just put it in the YouTube chat. That's just weird.
Yo,
but
text it to me, Tristan.
Yeah,
Tristan's a weird.
If
dude.
you could text it to Tom, he is a weird dude. If you could text it to Tom, you could probably add him to the call if need be, right?
Could be. Yeah.
Could be. You have no.
I could do.
You have no idea. It could be. That was great.
Could be.
It was
You
phenomenal.
make me spit my soda everywhere. I hate you guys.
So you watched Tiger King, right, Dan?
Yep. Yeah, I just finished it actually. Yeah. Yeah. It was it was pretty interesting to say the least.
Mm.
Yeah.
What was so interesting about
all the theories, you know, this girl, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it for everybody, but there's a guy that disappeared, and his wife was one of the
suspects.
Prime suspects.
Yeah. Suspects. Yeah. And you know, it's just a lot of moving parts in the whole show. You know what I mean? Like everybody is a suspect to their own separate crime in their own way, and you know, it's just a really crazy show to those who haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
I don't understand.
If you listen to this,
why, like, if you have, like, I feel like if you meet anyone who has a collection of tigers, they must lead a cult. That was like the moral I got. All of them had their own like cults. You know what I'm saying? And like their own ways.
Well,
like,
I mean, most of them had their exotic zoo. It was a zoo. You know, they just made money on the side dealing with their tigers.
But we're not talking about no ordinary zoo. We saw a chick get her arm eaten off, and didn't want to sue the zoo. Went back to work. Yeah, yeah. That's more than just I work at a zoo. You know what I'm saying? That's some cult shit. That is some straight cult shit. You know what I mean?
Yo,
And then what about
I don't wanna
the
get too
woman
deep either,
who you were
yeah.
talking about, Dan? You're talking about the woman who acted all innocent and shit. She had the same exact thing going on at her camp with the shirts. Like they all work for free. They're all volunteers. They're getting these promotions that mean nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
She got the same shit going on.
Yeah.
So
Oh, absolutely.
if you're into
Yeah,
tigers,
like
you're
I
into
said,
cults. That's my point.
Yeah. I mean, this, you know, having a tiger. You know what I mean? They said it at the very first, maybe 5 minutes of the show. Everybody that had the tiger has their own story. 5 minutes of the show. You know.
Did they say
So
that shit?
I mean, it's true. Everybody in that business had their own little backstory to it. Even the Rangers. You know what I mean? Even the people who worked at the zoo. Anybody zoo had their backstory. You know. So it's a very crazy show.
Oh no, it was
You
insane.
know, a lot of
It was insane.
yeah.
The whole thing was insane. I agree. Tom, how much of the show do you have left?
I got the last 2 episodes, which I'm told are the craziest, which I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah. These, for those of you that haven't watched it, I hope I'm not ruining it for you, but yeah, it's crazy. Like, and just how different each
Bro,
of the parks
I'm
are.
pretty
like,
sure most of the people who come across this show are
watched
that bored that by now, if they came across this show right now,
they would have.
they've already watched the show. You know what I mean? It's a good chance they've already. If they found this, there's a good chance that they've seen it.
Carol definitely killed her husband, bro.
Yeah, I think so. That shit was
Covered
wild.
him in sardine oil and pushed him into
Did you hear?
into a
Did
pit.
you hear that some like detective or something is reopening the case or reopening the
Oh
investigation?
yeah. Yep.
It was never closed.
Well, yeah.
They just didn't have any evidence.
Can you imagine?
But
Never
now,
closed.
Can you imagine like feeling like you got away with like a crime like that? Like feeling like you got away with it until some fucking, you know, group of people make a documentary and just blow up your entire spot. Like, can you imagine that? It's so crazy.
yeah, but imagine if like the dude that was shooting the other reality show behind his like TV show, if his stuff didn't get ruined, like what this really would have been, like all the really old footage that he had of like how he ran the park. Like it probably could have been a completely different story about just how crazy Joe Exotic was for like 3 or 4 years with that one dude that looked like he was on meth as well. The producer guy.
Oh yeah, man.
They burnt down his studio or whatever with all his footage.
That was another crazy thing. Like
Yeah.
not that he was, you know, not that he was gay, obviously, but that his 2 husbands or whatever weren't actually gay, or so they say. I mean, you got to be a little gay,
all
right?
3 of them.
But
Probably all 3 of them.
well, yeah, but like you found out later that they were straight and they were just meth addicts, or at least that was my interpretation, is that they were just getting paid with meth and they were content with that, and so they were willing to be gay with this guy, and they genuinely, you have to genuinely love the guy to do the things they did for him, you know. So whether it's a love that was built legitimately or a love that was just you were giving me what I need and it turned into a dependency or whatever, that's wild to
Well,
me.
one dude blew his brains out, so
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but wasn't that like an accident? He was playing with the gun.
No, he said
he
like,
was
yo,
he
I'm
was
gonna kill myself, and
yeah. He did it right in front of the campaign manager.
Yeah, no, I know.
when he
For
was
some
running-
reason, I thought like he was like, dude, like don't you know that it can't, like, he's made a comment about not being able to fucking
no, that was earlier in the day. He pointed the gun at him and was like, freeze, and he's like, I told you not to do that, and he's like, it's a Luger, man, you can't fire it without a clip, it's not loaded. And then later on came back to the office and was like playing with the gun. He was saying how he's being abused and like that he wasn't gay and that he didn't want to be with him anymore. And then he just pulled the gun out, put it to his head, and blew his brains out right in front of the dude. And the dude didn't know how to react because he thought he was messing with him, and then realized, nope, he's bleeding out.
I
He's
remember
dead.
they showed the surveillance camera of him like freaking out and shit.
Yeah.
God damn it, Patch, just shut up. My dog is behind me. He's moaning. Yeah,
Cutest dog in the world, Nation. If you haven't seen it,
this dog will
Hopefully
literally
shut
tell you to shut up. Like he'll literally like Amy will be like, he'll be sleeping in the room. And Amy will just be like, "Yo, Patches, what's up, my boy, my baby boy, whatever," and he'll just be like, "Argh." You know what I mean? That's him telling us, like, don't fuck with me right now. Like, he says, he does this. Like, right now, he's got nerve. He's in my office. He could be in his bed. He has a bed, very, very comfortable bed. He's a spoiled little puppy. He could be, instead he's in my office, and he's trying to tell me to shut up, saying I'm talking too much. That's what's happening right now, Dan. Think twice before you get these fish. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sending you I just sent you a picture, Chris.
What?
That's Tristan's Skype info.
Oh, Tristan don't play, man.
Oh, man.
Tristan don't play. He's trying to get down. Man, everybody's lazy. Now I got a man. All right, hold up. I'm going to get Tristan on this. I figure this shit out right quick. Hold up. Tristan Gilboy. Let's do this.
It's a great name too. And we need what's his burner Twitter?
We'll find out.
Tristan Hyman McShrivel Dick.
Bro, you know that's your name, bro. You can't just pawn that name off someone else.
No, that's not my name.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, right. I see this. All right. So how do I connect the
Here we
camera?
go.
You guys see me? I'll turn on the video so others can see.
Oh,
Let's go.
there he
There he
is. Look at this.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hey.
How's it going?
Look at this
I'm
guy.
gonna pause my game for this.
So,
Are you gonna pause your game for this? All right. Let me go back inside. I was indulging in a nice little cancer stick.
oh, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Man, Danny's talking about fishes. Danny don't really know about fishes. Don't let him fool you guys.
Fishes?
Yeah.
You don't know about fishes?
So what do you know about fishes?
What do you know about fishes?
I don't know anything about fishes, but I know more than you.
So look, what kind of fish do you have, or what kind of fish have you had to support your claim
Name
that you know more about the fishes?
Name 5 different types of fish. 5.
I don't know 5 different types of fish. You can put me on the spot right now.
Salmon, trout.
I know Mike Trout.
Isn't fish like?
Oh man,
Is fish already like, singular and plural? Is fishes the way you say it?
it would be fishes. I think, if I'm not
I know
mistaken.
you're sleeping with the fishes. Is that right?
Nah, man, sleeping with the fish, isn't it?
I have 50 fish. I have 50 fishes. It's 50 fish.
Yeah, man, fishes
It's
ain't
just
a real
fish.
word. Okay, you had me thrown off for a second, Tristan.
All right.
So welcome, Tristan. Man, word on the street.
How are
Word
ya?
on the street is you could out podcast Daniel, man. That's the word on the street.
I could easily out podcast Daniel.
Well,
What
this
are we
is your
calling Dan?
chance.
I saw the chats like Danny Smith, Westerbergen, Bartholomew III, or something like that. Sound crazy?
Bro, all day. That's what we call Danny in the hood.
All
man.
day, all day.
We call it in the hood. That's
That's
what it's
we call
called by.
Danny in the hood. In the hood of
In the hood, man.
In the hood.
In the hood, in the
Alright,
hood
I
of
got
Central
you, I got
Jersey,
you.
man. Central Jersey, the hood. You know the hood.
Yeah,
You know the hood.
I know
You're from
Central
the
Jersey,
hood?
the hood.
Manuel,
I am
Manuel,
from the hood, but
Nathaniel,
now I'm in the sticks.
Bartholomew, all day. That's how we roll.
All day.
How is Central Pennsylvania?
It's northeastern Pennsylvania, first of all. Second of all, it's terrible. The liquor stores are considered not quote unquote essential. So I can't get any JD or Evan Williams or any of that. I'm just sitting here. I gotta be drinking some White Claws and beers and Corona. Drinking a lot of Corona, trying to keep myself immune to the virus.
Yeah, that does help, I heard.
It does help a little bit.
You guys.
So Tom and Chris and Danny, what's your favorite moves that your team made in free agency so far?
Favorite moves?
Yeah, favorite moves.
We picked up this defensive end off the Raiders for a 1-year deal. Hold on. Having a blank right now.
Alden Smith.
Browns
Is that
did
who
really
you're
Yeah,
talking about?
Alden
You haven't
Smith.
played in
Wow.
like 3 years.
I was like, yep. Having
That's
a
a good
blank right
place
there.
for y'all.
Bro, are you
Yeah.
guys social distancing down there, bro?
Yes, of course.
Well, he was naturally social.
I was saying I'm naturally socially distanced, so
Is it
I'm saying just in what you're looking
is it
to.
like
exactly naturally I am.
in general is that
What's up?
area more like densely populated or is it more spread out where you are?
It's definitely a lot more spread out, but what I've been noticing ever since this whole entire coronavirus thing, a lot of people here, like a lot of the people like in my development, their houses or whatever, it's basically like their second house. It's like, like quote unquote their like lake house. So I've seen definitely a lot more people up here the last few weeks because I guess they're thinking, oh, this is not like a densely populated area. Let's go up here and try to avoid all the commotion that's going on. So yeah, definitely been seeing a lot more people. Definitely been seeing a lot more kids on quads. There was actually like kids like driving on my lawn with quads and like tearing up my lawn and stuff.
What the fuck?
You could go around you could go around your neighborhood in a golf cart, no problem, right?
Golf cart, quads, ATVs, anything. They don't care.
There's probably like 6 police officers for like a 40 mile across town.
For like the year I've been living out here, I have probably there's not even an exaggeration, I've probably seen maybe 10 police officers. And that was mostly during the summer. And if I do see a police officer, it's like a state trooper.
Man, Pennsylvania's like that, man. I used to do wrestling shows all over Pennsylvania. It's like that. You will see a cop for miles. For miles, man.
It's crazy.
I remember.
Same where I was from in Ohio.
My first full year in wrestling, I was on probation. So I wasn't allowed to leave the state. And so I remember leaving Pennsylvania. I felt pretty confident anytime I would leave New Jersey to go to PA to do the show because I never saw cops. I was like, that's all good. I never see that shit. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden one day, and I got some stuff I shouldn't have in the car. I was young. I was probably like, I was 18, literally 18, maybe 19. And driving back, and like, dudes telling me they were trying to fuck with me. They're like, look, there's a cop. There's some car up there had yellow lights. And I'm like, there's no motherfucking cop. I was very confident that it was not no cop because there's never cops. So I did a testament. I agree. It was a cop. I got shook. It was a cop. I made a mistake. Didn't know cops could have yellow lights. Learned a very valuable lesson that day. They can. Not always red and blue. They have multiple different colors they can use. At the top. Shout out to the police.
Good to know.
Yes. With that said, I could attest to that. When I was in Pennsylvania, and I wasn't in like big areas. Like I was in like very small towns, but still like along the way, nothing. Like you say, you see a couple state troopers once in a while, but very few police.
Exactly.
But a lot of land out there, man. People could do whatever the fuck they want to do out there. Which usually,
yeah,
you keep to yourself. Like I remember living in Texas. Yeah. It was like you go to the desert.
You could have a tiger zoo or something.
Yeah, bro.
A tiger. I still need to watch Tiger King. I've not watched it yet. I've been watching Peaky Blinders though.
Oh, Peaky
That's
Blinders.
the show I've been watching.
Yes, I can get into that. I've been watching the Ozark. I already watched the Tiger thing. I'm watching the Ozark though.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Definitely
need to watch Tiger King after Peaky Blinders. I got like 2 more seasons left of Peaky Blinders. That show's really good.
Have you seen any of it yet?
Tiger King, no. I've only seen like memes and stuff on like Facebook. I've seen like the Joe Exotic stuff. Heard a little bit of what you guys were talking about. It's like, it seems very crazy.
I watched it. I thought it was like a direct reflection of your life. I thought you would.
My life? You ain't gonna see me messing around with no tigers, man. What are you talking about?
I can see you as I can see you in a cult.
Like straight men gay.
I can see you
in a cult.
I can see you in a cult.
Nah, the closest thing I have to a tiger is this guy right here.
Oh shit, he does look like a tiger. That's pretty wild. Look at that.
He does look like a tiger. He acts like a tiger too. Little crazy bastard.
Yeah, look at that. Look at this. So that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Exactly. Living my best life out here.
So just
gonna come back to Jersey soon.
Yeah, nice.
What's up?
You're a Laker fan, right?
Die hard. Love it. See? Die hard. And the hoodie too.
Well, I asked Dan a question about the Cowboys. So in a personal stab at you, I'm just curious. Why the Lakers, being that you grew up in the Northeast, correct?
Yeah, I grew up in Jersey.
Dirty Jazz. So why the Lakers?
Dirty Jazz. I mean, I wasn't really like, when I first started to get into basketball, like my brother, he's like a really big basketball fan. He's a Brooklyn Nets fan, but I wasn't really into it when I was younger. But when I started watching it, and this was like probably in like 2009, 2010. And this is when the Lakers, were the hot thing. So, and I don't know, man. I just loved Kobe. I just loved watching Kobe play. Kobe was just a straight animal.
Yeah, I know. We were both dying, when we got the news with that. So I texted you.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, we're not going to. Man, that
was a tough time.
So for you, it was really like there was obviously one of the best players in the world happened to play for a team when you just got into the sport. So you just started watching basketball, and that dude is dominating the game. And that was it. That's Lakers fan.
Dominating the game straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. Just I was like, yep, I'm a Lakers fan now.
But you are a Giant fan, right? For football.
Sadly.
Yes.
Sadly, I'm a Giants fan.
In baseball, you have common ground with Danny Yankee. I think I remember you guys watching Yankee playoffs last year, right?
Yeah, watching the Yankee playoffs last year.
So you are a Yankee fan.
Love me some Yankees. Yeah. Yes, diehard Yankee fan. Love them.
It's interesting. I'm starting to think it's a generational thing. It's like you guys do root for the local teams, but you each have one team that happens to be disliked by the opposing. You know what I'm saying? By the local fan base. Just one. It's like I'm cool with y'all, but just a little fuck you, just a little bit. You know, I mean, you have your reasons. I'm not saying you
especially with the Cowboys. Especially with the Cowboys, is a big fuck.
Yeah. That's a big one. But he's got good reasons though. He does. He's got good reasons, man. So it's.
At least me and Andy can both agree. Fuck the Red Sox. We could definitely agree on that one.
There you go.
Fuck the Red Sox.
That's what everybody can come together to shit on another city, right? That's the beauty of sports.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You come together with another city to shit on another one. It's just magical.
It's beautiful. Sports are a beautiful thing, man. It's really beautiful.
That's why we need them back ASAP.
Yeah. ASAP. Yeah. I'm going crazy here. I can only watch so much Netflix and play so much PlayStation. Yeah. Right now, I'm actually playing MLB The Show, and I'm in the ALCS right now. The Yankees. We're playing the Twins, so trying to get that 28th World Series. You know.
Yeah.
You got to play the computer because you can't play me. You know.
Okay, I played you once, and I was the Marlins. You're talking crazy right now. Listen, after this podcast, man. Oh man, I will literally wreck you.
You guys.
We'll get you stats. Anybody tune it in. We'll get you the stats of this game afterwards. We'll post them.
Yeah,
exactly.
Some bets and whatnot. That seems to be a thing.
We should take some bets.
Did you hear that there was like a shit ton of money bet today? There's this dude in the fantasy industry, the industry that I'm in. Some dude did a push-up, 2,400 push-ups in 12 hours. That was the bet, over or under 2,400. I don't know if he hit it or not. He had like 170 push-ups to go with like 2 hours left. So I think he might have hit it. But people bet on that shit. Like this word just got out, and that's how bored people are. That's how bored people are. And he just had
there's this one guy I follow on Twitter. His name's Incarcerated Bob.
Oh, I love that dude. He's fucking hysterical. I don't know if you know Chris.
Yo, great dude.
I love
yeah,
that
he
guy.
was talking about like how he was betting like $300 on like Madden simulations. I'm like, oh my god.
Bro, I saw 5 Dimes, which is like an offshore sports book. They on their Twitter. They were posting their lines for simulated games.
Yeah, and it was like the 30. That's crazy. People are betting on simulated games. That's like
wild.
Insane.
It's like a slot machine. It's like you already are. It's computerized, so you could be totally being set up. No conspiracy theory, but
totally.
Yep.
Oh, it's not getting to conspiracy theories now.
Oh, like, what do you have?
I'm not really a big conspiracy theory guy. I only got one conspiracy theory that I'm like very strong about, which is the first time Michael Jordan retired from the game of basketball. He didn't retire from the game of basketball. I think he got banned. And there's so much evidence to show that like he got banned from the game of basketball.
I actually did hear. I think I know what you're talking about, right? Like he had a gambling problem, and they caught him in some shit, and they told him like, "Bro, you got to go away for a little bit." That kind of thing. I did see some stuff about that. I saw some YouTube videos.
It was like basically along the lines of he was playing the Knicks in a playoff series. When did he retire? Like 93, 94, like around then. And that happened. And then they were like investigating him. And then as soon as like he quote unquote retired, the investigation just got dropped and they didn't say anything about it.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's a little bit suspicious. I hope they go a little bit more in depth about that on that new Last Shot documentary coming out on the 19th. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait for that.
Can't wait.
It's going to be a really good documentary.
I can't wait for tomorrow, man. Onward's coming on Disney Plus.
Ooh.
What's Onward?
It's that new, the one that did the, it's the same people. It's from Pixar, but it's the
Tom Holland from Spider-Man.
Ooh, yeah, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
People that
got
did,
me sold already.
Did the one where they were in The Emotions or whatever. I can't remember what it was called. It's the same director. From
oh yeah.
I can't remember.
I know what. Yeah, I know what movie you're talking about. I forgot about it too. But yeah. The new Mandalorian series need to come out this season.
What the f-
Needs to
Oh, there's
come out
another
ASAP.
season of it?
No, it needs to come out.
There's another season that is coming out.
They
It's not coming out till like.
were saying that it would
Wow.
be dropping early because of this whole quarantine.
So much stuff's getting delayed because of this quarantine. I've seen like movies like that new Harley Quinn movie, like that's already out on like video on demand because they're pushing back a bunch of stuff and pushing
Black
stuff
Widow's
forward.
supposed to be on Disney
Bro,
Plus.
I don't know how.
Yeah, and
I don't know how the movie theater is gonna recover from all this shit. They were already a dying industry. You know what I mean? Like they were already.
exactly, and like by you guys, like the Freehold movie theater, that it's a ripoff because like the tickets are like $16-17, but like by me right now, I can go to the movie. Well, I could have went to the movie theater when it was a thing. I could have went to the movie theater, paid like $6 for a matinee, $9 for a regular movie. Granted, they're not the seats that you guys have, but I could have paid $6 or $9 for a movie ticket. And yeah. How much you guys? I can't even talk right now. So like you guys like seeing one movie, I could see like 2 or 3. It's like crazy. The movie industry's dying, and you got like all these Fire 6 and Now and all that pirating stuff. It's like the movie theater really is a dying industry.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah. And now we're at a point where they're shut down. They're not essential. You know what I mean, they're shut down, and they've withstood a lot. The movie industry. They had the dude and the crazy dude that went and shot up the Batman movie watchers. Remember that guy? Was it Colorado? That freak.
I don't even know. There's so many of those damn
there was-
shootings.
right?
It's hard to even keep track
So
of the
like
names.
there's already
Crazy,
been multiple
man.
things, like significant events that have happened recently to where people are like, man, do I really want to go to a movie theater? You know, and so they were like, yo, hold up, let's get recliners. That's what we'll do. We'll get fucking recliners. And that worked because it got me in the movie theater. When they were doing the recliners and they were doing the fucking drinks and the food and all that good shit, I was going to the movies. But like you said, it's eventually you realize like, yo, this shit adds up. Now you're charging me more money for my ticket. Now you're charging me more money because you can't fit as much people into the theater. So you got to raise your ticket prices now because the recliners take up more space. Then you charge me, an arm and a leg for food and all these things. It's like $80 by the end of the night if you take a date to a movies back then. You know what I mean? Like when they first came out with the couches.
Exactly.
And all that shit.
Say if it's like me, you, Tom, and Danny, we all go to the movie theater. And say you bring along your wives or whatever, and it's gonna be like $150 a night between everything. It's crazy. It's really
If not
ridiculous.
more.
Dude, oh yeah.
If not more,
if
it's
you-
nuts.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and especially like if you're a young dude and you're trying to check it, you're a young broke dude trying to take a chick on a date or something like that. Like you're already like more likely to try to persuade this person to come watch the movie at your place or for you to watch the movie at their place because
Netflix and chill.
yeah.
Exactly. Netflix and chill. It's a like you said, generational
It is.
thing. Like you were saying before with Daniel with FaceTime.
Yeah.
Generational thing.
Yeah, for you, for the
Yeah, because dinner in
go ahead.
a movie is like $1.50.
Yeah.
Like by the time you're done, you go to a decent movie or a decent restaurant, and then a movie with popcorn and soda and slushy if she's a little young.
Yeah.
You just-
Yo, Tom, does Dan know the story about the $200? Does he know?
Sure.
The $200.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he knows the
Oh, he
story.
does?
He knows.
Wait,
Tell it
Yeah.
to Tristan.
$200.
I want to hear a story.
Yo, so my washing machine is done.
Oh yeah, okay.
Their dryer was done. So like we were like swapping clothes, and like I was like debating on buying a whole new set. So I told like Bob had called me. I'm like, yeah, I might be buying a whole new set. Do you want to buy mine for like $200? And like he got mad upset about that. He was like, because he's like, yo, you got it for free with your house. Like, why didn't you just give it to me? Which he's right. I should
Yeah,
have just
dude,
given
you
it
should
to
just
him.
give it to him. What the
So,
fuck?
yeah. So I felt bad. So I was
Why
gonna,
not did you give it to Bob? That's messed up.
oh, so let me finish the story. So you're right. I felt like an asshole for like 2 weeks. This whole thing. So during quarantine, I get all masked up. I go put gloves on, and I'm like, yo, I found this nice set that's like cheap in the back. Come check it out. We'll split it. I'll take the washer. You take the, I'll take the washer. You take the dryer. So I take them there. We're looking at it, and then so they decide. They're like, we're gonna buy the set. I'm like, okay, cool. Can I buy your washer? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, how much for the washer? Bob's like, I don't know, $250. And then
There's Bob.
side-
Wise ass.
no, he really. I mean, I'm paying for it, but it was just a funny story that it just came full circle, and I ended up giving them $200 for their washer.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
This is so funny
Damn
because like
straight.
you're not like that normally. 99% of the time, you're not one Tom. Like
It was like 7:30 in the
Right,
morning. I was on my
right,
way
right,
to work,
right.
and he's
That-
like,
that
"Oh,
was
why?"
actually-
yeah, look, it's $200.
that's the funny part to me is that I know you and I know you're not like that. Like for about anything. So like you get asked the question and like you get woken up and asked the question and like the first thing on Tom's mind is like 200. I'm gonna go for 200. Yeah. 2 bills.
I'm like looking at myself. I'm like, I'm about to spend $1,500.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna call
What's
you
your
and
amount?
ask you for one of your big TVs and be like, bro, at 7:30 in the morning, bro. Can I get one of your big TVs? Yeah, 200. Like, sounds good.
$200.
Like,
do
Pat,
it.
I'm coming through right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
yeah, I want the one downstairs.
Let's go.
Uh,
Good times, man. Good times. So this was
Oh no, ask Danny for one of his TVs. I know he's hoarding TVs in his room.
Danny's a TV
yo,
hoarder. Yeah,
I got
the-
purposes for each one of my TVs. Okay, I got purposes.
Each one of your
for each
TVs. I need to
each
hear these
one.
purposes right now, Daniel. Son.
Purposes.
Yeah.
I need to hear
Yo,
these purposes.
when sports comes back, comes back, you best believe it. I'm gonna have those TVs up and running. But right now, it's just a black space on my wall. So it's
Just a
like,
black split.
it's a black hole. It's just
Yeah,
dark.
it's a black hole.
yeah. You can see, if you look long enough, you'll see your soul. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
she's so staring
Danny
right
probably,
back at me.
Danny probably does a lot of staring into that TV these days.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel with like your Lakers looking as good as they did this year, and then just getting the chance at a championship potentially just ripped right out from underneath them?
I'm so angry about it.
Yeah.
I'm not happy
really-
about
they
that.
could've
It's just
gone all the
terrible,
way.
man.
They could have gone all the way.
We could have gone all the way, and it's just a shame because like
This is the year-
we were starting to like really form into like how we were going to be playing as a team. We were starting to mesh well together. Everybody was starting to play well, and it's just going to screw everything up. I mean, if we start playing again, the one thing I am really worried about is that all this rest, Kawhi's not going to take any games off, and Kawhi's just going to come back a savage, and the Clippers are just going to stomp us. But at the same time, it's like all this rest, that's the best thing for LeBron, and it's the best thing for AD. Because ever since we got AD, he's always been getting like nick and knacked. He's been missing a game here, a game there, 5 games there. So who knows? Maybe it's a blessing in disguise this whole entire thing happened for the team.
Yeah,
But-
and maybe the Knicks could make a playoff run too.
No. You're fine, bro. Ain't happening.
Yeah, man. The Clippers, man. I don't know, man. I was worried for the Lakers about the Clippers. To me, the Clippers were one of the championship. They just got such a loaded team, man. They got such a loaded squad. And Kawhi Leonard, man, like how could you take it away from him? Say what you will, you can say that Golden State they had all these injuries, blah, blah, blah. It is true, they did have a lot of injuries. But at the end of the day, like Kawhi Leonard to me, like if I'm starting a franchise right now and I get one player and like take age out of the equation, just take guys for who they are now in their prime. I want Kawhi. Like he's the guy right now. Maybe if we turn the clock back, I don't know, a few years. Maybe LeBron is that guy. But for me right now, I think it's Kawhi Leonard. As a Laker fan, what are your thoughts? And
Yes.
I'm not saying that, you're a LeBron hater if you don't say it's, if you say anybody other than LeBron. You're grateful to have LeBron. You're grateful to
Yeah,
have
of
Anthony
course.
Davis. But if you could really have
to-
whoever you wanted.
Yeah. If we're talking about right now, like age wise, like I think I'd go Luka Doncic, to be completely honest with you. That kid is just a complete stud. It's either Luka or Giannis. They're both really good. Luka's just a triple-double machine. The kid's a freak. His basketball IQ is off the charts, but at the same time, Giannis is just an athletic monster that is just putting up insane numbers too.
The Bucks have a great team too.
Yeah.
The Bucks have the best team in the NBA, probably.
Yeah.
So I mean,
They're deep.
So
You
for the
got
WiseTake,
Giannis, Middleton, Kyle Korver, Brooke Lopez, who's actually having a very good year. Brooke Lopez is having a fantastic year. Look it up. Brooke Lopez is having one of his better seasons. That Bucks team's nice, man. I like that Bucks team.
Yo, Joey.
and then this
Patio Joe, my boy Patio Joe's in the chat saying Smush Parker. Joey, tell me why. Tell me why you're saying Smush Parker, bro.
Smush Parker. Oh
Tell me
man,
why.
fuck that bum.
Tell me why. Oh,
That
man,
man-
Joe, it's my boy. He said, fuck that bomb, boy. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Not your boy, not your boy. I'm talking about Smush Parker. I'm talking about Smush Parker.
Oh, shit. About to be beefing these streets from
Oh
LA,
no,
coast to
Smush Parker, that
coast.
man sucked.
Oh, that's so
It was
funny.
trash. Probably one of the worst players to ever put on a Laker uniform.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Great name though.
Him and Kwame Brown. Oh my God, Kwame Brown. Woo! Kwame Brown was terrible too.
Yeah.
Is
Kwame
Swish his
Brown-
legal name?
Smushy
Huh?
smush, son.
Wait,
Is Swish
what?
his legal name?
Whose legal name?
Swish Parker. Is that his legal name?
Smush. Yeah, I think so.
It's like
No,
you were
I'm sorry.
born. You're playing basketball. Like that's it. You have to.
Smush with a name like
You're
Smush?
going to the NBA. That's it.
Or prison. They could have worked in prison too. I think so.
I thought it was
Whatever,
Swish. I thought it was Swoosh.
Nah,
with
No,
a W.
Smush.
Smush. Like you
Oh,
smush the face.
Smush. I thought it was.
You're
Swish,
supposed to
too.
be a porn star then, right?
Smush up.
Speaking of porn star names, that one guy, the Olympic Committee, whatever it is, the one that canceled the Olympics, his name is
Oh,
Dick
yeah,
Pound. What a name.
What a
What
name.
a name.
That's
the
just
top 10 name
legendary
of all time.
Yeah.
Legendary
top
name.
10.
Easily.
Legendary.
Easily.
Dan, you've got a legendary name, bro. Dan Jim?
Of course.
Classic as fuck.
Dan Jim.
Dan Jim
Dan
Smith.
Jimmy Smith.
What's
Come on.
happening?
That's iconic. Right
Hell
there.
yeah.
Trademark.
Hell
that
yeah.
shit. Trademark.
Like, which
that.
one is his first name?
Trademark
I
it.
don't know.
Yo,
Uh-huh.
after my name, there's a little TM up there, right
Oh,
after the
trademark.
date.
Yeah.
Trademark.
No copy marks
Nah,
on.
it's for-
Only
it stands
trademark.
for Titty Monster. Blah.
Especially dirty stripper ones. Like, those are his favorite.
Yo! Oh my God!
Yeah.
Hey, I
Yo,
wasn't there. I think you were, Tristan. Could you tell us
I
what
wa-
happened?
Can I tell the story? I can't tell the story of the dirty stripper titties, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I was not in the right frame of mind either.
He
So
was
I was
more
not in the
messed
right
up
frame.
than I was.
the
yo.
right frame.
He was more messed up than
Oh,
I
I
was.
saw the
yo.
videos. I've seen the videos.
Okay.
like-
So, all right, here's the rundown. I don't want to give out any club names or whatever because I don't want to get anybody in trouble because I was underage at the time. So, basically, what happened was I
We
knew
were-
somebody that was dating somebody at a club or whatever. They were like dating like the person that like owned the club. So, basically, I was underage. I was probably like 19. I wasn't 15. I was like 19. So basically, I went there. Me and Danny went there. Me and him probably drank like half a bottle of Jack. So basically, what happened was we drank, and then I went back outside. And I started taking mad shots of Jack, and I just blacked out for the night. And then I wake up the next morning, and I just see this video on my phone that says, "Danny, bro, Danny sucked on some stripper titties, bro." So yeah, that's what
Yeah.
happened. Danny sucked on stripper titties, and
Oh,
apparently
my-
during that night, I got kicked out 4 times. I fell
times.
asleep. Yeah, I got kicked out 4
Separate times.
times. Yeah, 4 separate times. 4 separate times. And I passed out in the VIP apparently, and a stripper gave me a lap dance while I was like assed out. I don't remember this. This is what I was told.
Yo,
Oh, you just
I
woke up
watched
and
that-
she's like, "Where's my money?"
No, I don't remember this. I was just completely blacked out. I don't remember
Man,
any.
she wouldn't wake him up. She would just take that shit. She wouldn't even bother asking. You wouldn't know, where's my money? She'd be like, okay, I deserve this now. I did what I do.
Yeah, one of the strippers I had my glasses on. One of the strippers called me. It was funny. They said I looked like the kid from Stuart Little with my glasses on. It was messed up. I was like, damn.
You got Stuart Little.
Damn.
Oh, where's your glasses? Let's see. Let's see.
My
We'll
glasses.
put
All right, we'll put the glasses on.
the poll on. Yeah, he's Stuart Little.
Yeah.
Stuart Little, take the hat off.
Yeah,
Do I look like
Stuart.
Stuart Little?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man,
Oh, God.
that's crazy.
Now I'm getting texts from Patio Joe about stripper stories. You guys have opened up a can of worms.
Oh,
no.
stripping story. Oh man, I got another.
Oh no,
story for
oh
Danny.
no.
Danny,
I think we're good for the
yeah.
moment. I think we're good for the moment.
you're good for the moment.
We are-
I
we're-
think Danny can
what-
tell his own story because I wasn't there. I think you guys were there. That's somebody's bachelor. But I know you guys were there. I wasn't there. He told me.
With
though.
that said, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
we are going to have to pause this show. We'll be
Wrap the
back
show up.
in a couple
Yeah.
days with part 2. We were out of time
Intermission.
for the moment. So, for
That's
myself,
time for the moment. Yeah,
for
change the topic
Danny,
up.
for Tom, and Tristan, our surprise guest. Until next time, as always,
Yes.
good luck.